Do you bother with gathering customer reviews and testimonials? Do you find it embarrassing to ask for one? Or maybe you're pretty skeptical about reviews and testimonials to begin with. And I don't blame you. So join me in today's Tea Time Tip, Marketing for Busy Entrepreneurs, where we're going to ask the question, should you bother collecting customer reviews and testimonials? But first, we need to have our cup of tea. Let's talk about testimonials and reviews. Do you bother with them? Tell me, have you given it any thought to actually, make an effort to collect customer reviews and testimonials? Is it really all that important? Do people bother with them? And then, of course, there's that other flip side to the coin of reading customer reviews. Should you take them seriously? Are they of any benefit to, to your decision-making process? But interestingly enough, stats say that 97% of consumers who use the internet find local businesses and by using search. Of course, they're using the internet to search, and 1 in 8 use the search online for a nearby business every single day. So that's 1 in 8 people are using search. Now, the reason why that is so important to understand is that the review sites that often come up at the top of these search results are kind of like the epicenter of the near me searches. So if you have a local brick and mortar business where you're relying on foot traffic, the importance of these being listed and prominent on these review sites is actually really, really critical. So tell me, do you have one of those brick and mortar places of business, and do you do the reviews? Do you pay attention to them? One of the other stats that we want to pay attention to is because so much has gone mobile, right? Consumers are using the internet to figure out where they want to spend their money, at the end of the day, especially when it's local. And so before they go there, they're going to be checking out sites like Yelp, before they eat or shop. Like, it's almost a standard thing. I will definitely check out Yelp, read through the reviews. And honestly, for me, maybe it's different for you, but those reviews will often make or break my decision to, support that business and go there. So what do you do when you're doing searches, especially when it's for a local business? Do you take any credence in those Yelp reviews? Because if you do, then the odds are very good that your customers do too. Social media is also still very huge for building that brand influence, right? And so platforms like Facebook that allow you to review businesses are driving a lot of people, especially millennials. Their decisions are being based a lot on these kinds of online reviews. So it's not just Yelp, it's, the review section on your Facebook page is also very critical. This is their world. This is what they're used to. They're used to going on their phone and checking out reviews first before that helps them determine if they're going to go ahead and go to that business or make that appointment or make that reservation or whatever it is. The other big reason why doing reviews is that it's far less costly than any other marketing vehicle that you've got going for you, right? You're taking advantage of a free platform that will showcase your business and, all of your happy customers and clients. So when a consumer uses a review platform like Yelp, or Google My Business is another one, the decision and the urgency to buy are exactly what prompted that person's search, right? And so it's a great opportunity for small businesses with tight marketing budgets to use and take advantage of these kinds of opportunities for showcasing the reviews that your business is getting. One of the other things to mention about this is some small businesses do worry that most reviews are negative. And this is such a big topic, both from worrying about, am I reading something that's legit or not? And also, if you have ever been on the receiving end of a negative review, especially on Google My Business or Yelp, and even Facebook. And it's such a big topic that I've decided that in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to talk more about the negative part of collecting and displaying online reviews. So the thing to keep in mind is that, if you are worried about when you go to Yelp and you're seeing a whole bunch of negative reviews, the stats again tell us that about 2/3 of all of the Yelp reviews are 4 or 5 stars, meaning most customers are logging on specifically to share good experiences with local businesses. So you are getting, a big portion of the positiveness that's going on. And then in a couple of weeks, we'll talk about the opposite to that. What's happening with that other third? We have been very blessed with a lot of happy customers, and we have a whole page of testimonials on our website of happy reviews. But we have had a few weird, odd negative reviews. And I'll talk more about that in a couple of weeks about what we did about that, because it's super important. If you do happen to receive a negative review, whether it's legitimate or not, it's really important on how you deal with it. Let's talk about some ideas on how to encourage customers to leave reviews, because I don't know about you, but I think a lot of people, a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs are shy. It's embarrassing to ask somebody for a review, for a testimonial. It's especially if you're in Canada, right? Give me a thumbs up if I'm right about that. Regardless, it's something that we all need to get past, because it is a super important thing. Because of those kinds of stats that I was talking about, where it's just normal now to go and search out reviews before making that decision process. So a couple of ideas. And the first one is kind of what I was just talking about, where you just ask people for a review. 68% of customers will leave a review if they are asked to do so. And I think that, especially in my world, like, this is what I've experienced, maybe the same for you. Let me know if this has happened for you, but you might ask somebody for a testimonial or review and nothing, right? And so you might have to follow up. I find that it gets easier if you can kind of make it super easy for them to do so. So say, for instance, you do have a brick and mortar business and those Yelp reviews are really important for your business. Then, when you ask them, make sure you give them the link directly to the place where they can leave a review. The other thing that you can do is add a Yelp badge to your website, so visitors can easily see that Yelp that you do collect Yelp reviews, and will prompt them to click on that button to leave their own. Again, it's same idea as, sending them an email with the link. This way you can just say, hey, if you're on my website, just click that Yelp button and it'll take you to where you can leave a review. And then the same thing with Google My Business. You can embed the Google My Business reviews on your website. Not only can people see these reviews when they visit your site, but of course, Google will also show the reviews every time your business shows up, when they've Googled you, or when they've looked at you in the Google Maps. And so very, very important place for you to make some effort in gathering reviews in there. And that's for anybody. Like, you don't have to have a brick and mortar store to benefit from that. You definitely want to take advantage of it if you have a service-based industry as well, a service-based business. And then make sure that you're checking your reviews often and responding to customers. Like, respond to them, hit reply, whether it's negative or positive. I'll talk more about how to respond to people if it's a negative one. But if it's a positive one, you definitely want to acknowledge and thank them for leaving such a kind remark about you and your business. There's just so many benefits to that. And it definitely shows that you're on top of things, that you have acknowledged that they have left that review and that you're grateful for it. So sometimes what the problem is that you don't know that it happened, right? So what you can do is set up a Google alert that will allow you to put in your company name so that whenever something new is mentioning your company name, then you'll get an alert and you'll be notified of that notice. So I have that set up for eVision Media. It will let me know if eVision Media has been mentioned, and then I'll get an alert and a link that will send me back to where that mention took place. And so this would happen any kind of a mention, including reviews. Hootsuite is also another place that is really good for monitoring your customer comments and on social media. So in Hootsuite, you can see if any mentions are happening on Twitter, especially, and things like that. So you can definitely monitor in there, and then again, make sure that you acknowledge and reply to those kinds of reviews that happen. And here, if you don't know who I am, I forgot to put my name up. There I am. Hi, I'm Susan Friesen. I'm the owner of eVision Media. We're a boutique, all under one roof, web development and digital marketing company. So we handle everything from soup to nuts for entrepreneurs and small businesses and nonprofit organizations to help them grow and expand and showcase their business online. Last but not least is the testimonials. So reviews are kind of, using reviews when somebody has purchased a product or has experienced your services, in a restaurant or a spa or anything like that. But there's also the testimonials that you should be actively collecting from your happy clients. And this can be for, really especially good for service-based industries, because often service-based industries aren't really well represented, like on Yelp, for instance. So we don't want to forget about that customer testimonial, that happy client testimonial, and you want to add those to your website. We have a whole page of testimonials from clients that either we have asked for their testimonial or they have just randomly sent it because of, after we have conducted some services with them. There is a formula that you can ask your customers, because you don't really want just an empty, oh yeah, they were great, because that's meaningless to somebody who is trying to decide whether or not they should hire your business, right? So you want these testimonials to be value driven and a little more succinct as far as what kind of experience did people get after working with you. This is what you would send to your happy client in an email, and just ask them to fill in the blanks. So basically, and this one would be more based for a service-based professional, and you can tell them, okay, before working with fill in the blank, which would be your name or your business name. And then and then fill in the blank, ask them to fill in the problem or the challenge that they were experiencing that prompted them to, look for you to begin with, to hire you to begin with. And then the next line would be experiencing their services that they provided me, fill in the blank. So this would be like an aha moment, some insights. What was their experience like while working with you? And then the last line is the end result, the benefit. This is the big reason why, somebody would be telling other people that, yes, these guys are worth working with, or this person is. And so now, after working with so-and-so, and then you fill in the blanks of what are the outcomes. How has your life changed? What's the difference between the before and after? What are those benefits? Why are they so happy? So that's a really simplistic formula, but it really works well as far as helping you help them give you that testimonial. Because remember, at the beginning, I was saying sometimes it's really hard to get a testimonial from people because they're just busy. And so the easier you make it for them, the easier it is for them to just quickly fill in the blanks, hit reply, and it's done. It's rarely a case that they don't want to write that testimonial. It's pretty much always the case that it's just slipped their mind. They got busy. They didn't have enough of a prompting to, enough of a guide to know what to say. So the more of information you give them on what to say, the easier it is for them. So I would love to hear from you and tell me, do you bother with customer reviews for your business? Do you go out and try to your best to collect reviews on these third-party sites like Yelp and Google My Business and Facebook reviews? And also, do you make an effort to collect testimonials for your own website? And I know for me, I can't emphasize this enough. I know many people who have hired us after looking at that testimonial page and seeing all of the happy people that have worked with us. And so it will, I promise you, will help make that difference, providing you've got a lot of happy customers, which I am assuming that you do. And so, yeah, tell me in the comment section. Thank you for joining me. I so appreciate you. And if you are so inclined, please do leave a review for us on our Facebook page. Give it a like and leave us a review if you are enjoying these kinds of tips and have had experience working with us. So that's it for today. Bye for now, everybody. Thanks for coming.